Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we're checking out, what does the British royal family actually do? What do they do?
Though they do enjoy unimaginable privileges, being a member of the British royal family isn't all fun and parties. They also have actual duties to perform. These various tasks and responsibilities keep Queen Elizabeth II and her family busy. But hey, living like a royal means working like a royal. So, today we're going to take a look at what the British royal family actually does.
Yeah.
But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel. After that, we'd be much obliged if you would leave a comment and let us know what other royal topics you would like to hear about. Okay, so take a look at this video that is fit for a queen.
Hang on, see if I can predict what he's going to say. They donate money to charities. They make videos. What do they do? Well, I know King Charles built a city. They build cities. They built one. What do they actually do? They inspire the people of Britain. They bring in a lot of tourist dollars, I bet. They show up at charity functions and maybe make appearances to support causes, make official statements. But what do they actually do every day? Anyway. Oh, also, yeah, I just want to put out there that I know that the Queen is no longer with us, and now it's the King Charles guy. Let's just hear.
You would like to hear about. Okay, so take a look at this video that is fit for a queen.
Funny. The whole royal family pitches in.
Ever since she became queen in 1952, Elizabeth II has been something of a royal workhorse. Unlike some of the weirder and lazier royals in history who may have ignored their responsibilities, Queen Elizabeth completes all of the duties expected of a British monarch on a daily basis, and she takes her work very seriously. From attending events to conducting tours abroad, these various jobs show how members of the royal family work as a form of public service. The Queen, however, isn't the only royal who has work to do. Her husband, Prince Philip, helped shoulder some of her responsibilities for decades. Their children, Prince Charles, Princess Anne, Prince Andrew, and Prince Edward, also take on royal duties full-time, as have some of the royal grandchildren, including Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, and his brother Harry, Duke of Sussex. It's good to be the Queen, but despite what many think, members of the British royal family don't just sit around all day doing whatever they want. They're actually expected to do stuff, but what kind of stuff? Well, royal labor usually means attending a wide range of functions, from public charity events to private meetings, openings, and just about everything in between. The Queen has always undertaken a lot of these engagements personally, but she's not the only one that's eligible to do it. Anyone in the family could theoretically attend these engagements as a royal representative. In fact, in 2018, the Queen's two eldest children, Prince Charles and Princess Anne, attended the most engagements on her behalf.
Great. Wait, they didn't say it. They just say she went to engagements. They did say they show up to charities, and they have meetings. But what are they doing? What are they doing? It's the Queen's job to officially open Parliament every year. So she has the keys, the janitor keys, and she goes around the building and unlocks all the doors. She mops up a bit, gives it a sweep, turns on the lights, dusts. She's got a duster. That's what she does.
Queen Elizabeth may only be the head of the country in a symbolic sense, but she still participates in some important state ceremonies. Perhaps the most significant ceremony she performs is the annual opening of Parliament. Each May, a new session of Parliament begins. Wearing the trappings of monarchy, including her crown and robes, the Queen delivers a speech to officially signal the opening of the government. She has missed the opening of Parliament only a handful of times in her decades of rule. Not a bad record by any measure. Once upon a time, England was a monarchy where the king ruled with an iron fist. But in 1215, the Magna Carta started to limit the sovereign's powers. And now, that unchecked authority is long gone. Today, the United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy, which means the king or queen's powers are severely limited. It's the members of parliament that actually run the country now, not the monarch. In the modern constitutional monarchy, the monarch acts as something of a rubber stamp. Elizabeth gives her approval, known as the royal assent, for all legislation passed by Parliament.
The monarch gives royal assent, a mostly ceremonial act. Okay, I feel like I knew this already. Parliament is really calling the shots. She puts the rubber stamp on it. Does she ever not? Does she ever refuse to? Does she ever veto stuff? Can she veto Parliament? The monarch would today not veto a bill except on ministerial advice. The monarch's granting of royal assent is now limited due to process and is a certification that a bill has passed all established parliamentary procedures, whereas this other guy argued that a monarch can still refuse royal assent to a bill that sought to subvert the democratic basis of the Constitution. However, this other guy said that to admit doing such a thing would lead to grave difficulties of definition, and it would be better if the monarch sought a different method of expressing their concern. The only situation in which royal assent could be denied would be if a bill had been passed by the legislative house or house against the wishes of the cabinet, and the royal assent stage offered the latter with a last-ditch opportunity to prevent the bill from becoming law. Okay, so I guess technically the monarch could not give it royal assent, but it doesn't happen really. Oh, okay. Royal assent is the final step required for a parliamentary bill to become law. Once a bill is presented to the sovereign, he or she has the following formal options. I'm going to sneeze. The last bill that was refused assent was the Scottish Militia Bill during Queen Anne's reign in 1708. 1708! Wow, it's been like 300 years. More than 300 years. I'm bad at math. All right.
One of the most crucial aspects of the United Kingdom's constitutional monarchy is the fact that the monarch has traditionally been apolitical. The king or queen is supposed to transcend politics by representing the whole of the nation. As such, the monarch is expected to always give royal assent. Whether the queen truly has the power to withhold royal assent in the modern era is a matter of some debate. In reality, she usually just follows the advice of her ministers, who themselves are supported by Parliament. So it's unlikely they would ever advise her to withhold assent. That being the case, the issue has never arisen in the modern era. In fact, it has literally been centuries since the king or queen has withheld royal assent. Queen Anne's refusal to grant arms to Scottish militias in 1707 was the last time a monarch refused it. Royal assent may be given in an elaborate ceremony. The queen could appear personally in the House of Lords to execute this function, but she usually doesn't. In fact, the last time a sovereign appeared in person at Parliament for this purpose was during the reign of Queen Victoria in 1854. The Queen may also appoint Lords Commissioners, who could announce that royal assent has been granted during a ceremony held at the Palace of Westminster. However, royal assent is more typically granted in writing via what are called letters patent.
Letters patent?
Letters patent.
Wow. Yeah, the sovereign has to stay apolitical. I know that's hard to do. Yo, I just reacted to a video about the anti-racism protests. Like, aren't we all against racism? Can't we all agree racism is bad? I thought it was an apolitical thing. Apparently, in this bizarre world we live in, being against racism is political. Really weird. I lost subscribers because of that video. But you know, that's fine, because I assume they were all for racism. So if racists don't want to subscribe, great. But anyway, let me just take this opportunity to say, if you saw that video and you stayed subscribed to this channel, thank you. You're awesome. I love you. If you're not subscribed, let me just take this rare moment and say, please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like, because it really helps out the channel. It feels gross to say that. I struggle with promoting myself because it feels arrogant, but I do appreciate when you subscribe and give me a like. It touches me. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. I'm not going to cry. All right. What are we watching here? They entertain 70,000 guests at official royal events. That's a lot of people. That's like a football stadium worth of people. They entertain. What do they do? Song and dance. They do a stand-up routine. They got a tight five. They do an improv show. Give me a word, any word.
Royals also need to be able to throw a good party. Tens of thousands of people turn out for events hosted by the Windsors.
For a single party?
The royal family estimates that they host around 70,000 people annually for various official functions. One of the biggest series of events each year are the Royal Garden Parties, which host 30,000 people in London and Edinburgh throughout the summer. Official royal events are, of course, by invitation only. and garden party invitees often work in public service. Among the
That's
tasks
fair.
the Queen must perform is honoring distinguished individuals through official ceremonies. 2 times a year, on New Year's and the Queen's birthday, the Queen announces a list of individuals who will receive knighthoods and appointments into royal orders.
Right,
Some
okay,
of the
yeah,
royal
I've heard of
honors
that.
include the Order of the British Empire. Those who have received these honors go through an investiture ceremony in which the Queen, or another high-ranking member of the royal family acting in her stead, presents them with a medal. Some of the more famous individuals who have received knighthoods include Anthony Hopkins, Elton
Nice.
John,
Oh,
Dame
okay.
Judi Dench, Alfred Hitchcock, and Richard Branson.
Okay. So they throw some ragers, it sounds like. 30,000 people at one party. That's the biggest party I've heard of. Can't think of any bigger party. Unless we're talking like a music festival or something. What does it say? Members of the royal family patronize about 3,000 charities combined. I know patronize means that they support the charities, donate to them, but it makes it sound like they make fun of them. Hey, you f***ing charities, you stupid charities with your f***ing right.
Perhaps one of the most meaningful roles members of the royal family have is to act as patrons of charities. Each high-ranking member of the family chooses a variety of charities to patronize. Being a royal patron means being a kind of spokesperson and PR representative. The royal family member's name brings valuable exposure to the individual charity. The Queen alone has helped raise over £1 billion for charities. Royal family members usually patronize charities that reflect their interests. Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, majored in art history at the University of St. Andrews, and now patronizes a number of arts organizations, including London's National Portrait
Nice.
Gallery. Prince
I like
William, Duke
that.
of Cambridge, is royal patron to Tusk Trust, formed to conserve wildlife and promote education and community development
I
across
love
Africa.
that.
And Centrepoint,
Yeah.
which aims to provide housing and services to homeless youth.
Great. Those are good causes. Art, housing, animals. Great. Speaking of patrons, I'd like to take this moment to thank my patrons over on Patreon. If you'd like to become one, there's a link in the description. I'm doing it again. Self-promotion makes me feel gross. Sorry. What does it say? Most high-ranking royal family members support the Queen full-time. Full-time? 40 hours a week? 9 to 5? I bet more than that, right? Probably all day, every day.
Elizabeth has tirelessly done her duties as queen for decades, but she has always had other high-ranking members of the royal family around to shoulder some of her responsibilities.
What about
All of her children.
What about, like, just for fun? What about just to have people you love around you? Maybe that's why she does it. It's her family, after all, right? They like each other, right? They get along? Maybe they don't. Maybe she doesn't love them. Or didn't love them. What if she hated them with a passion? I bet it does make things complicated, though. You know? They're not all just chilling at home. Massive consequences for using the wrong fork at a dinner or something, you know?
Members of the royal family around to shoulder some of her responsibilities. All of her children and some of her grandchildren undertake official responsibilities full-time. These working royals spend their days exclusively performing royal duties. Other royals take
Every
on some
day?
royal tasks while still maintaining their own careers. The Queen's granddaughters, for example, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, both also have jobs outside the royal
Good for
family.
them.
Princess Beatrice, for example, has been a sales associate at the high-end department store Selfridges,
That's
worked
not
in
an
the
easy
Foreign
job.
Office's press office, performed as an extra in the 2009 movie The Young Victoria, interned
That's
at
easy.
Sony Pictures, and now serves as Vice President of Partnerships and Strategy at the software company Affinity.
Sony Pictures. Beatrice is now my favorite royal. I love Sony Pictures. Beatrice, hook me up with a Spider-Man role. I love Sony Pictures. I know you're a subscriber to this channel. I love Sony Pictures. Hook me up, Beatrice. I love Sony Pictures.
Interned at Sony Pictures,
I love Sony Pictures.
Princess Eugenie, on the other hand, worked at the auction house Paddle 8 and later took a directing position at art gallery Hauser and Wirth. Both princesses, however, still perform some royal duties. On the other hand, Prince Harry, who along with his wife Meghan Markle, stepped down as senior members of the royal family.
All
Though the monarch
right.
is not explicitly a political figure, Elizabeth is expected to roll out the red carpet for VIPs. In fact, she typically hosts a lavish state dinner at Buckingham Palace for visiting heads of state. These formal events usually include elaborate menus and goodwill toasts. Many
That room is gigantic. At first, I didn't realize how small the people are in this room. Look how small they are. It's gigantic.
Many American presidents who visit the United Kingdom on official state visits have received this treatment, including the Bushes and Obamas.
Commonwealth tours and 100,000 letters. Commonwealth tour? Oh, she travels around the world and writes letters? Okay, got it.
Elizabeth isn't just the monarch of the United Kingdom. She's also the head of the Commonwealth of Nations, an organization of states that were once part of the British Empire. As you might expect, Elizabeth takes this role seriously. She has personally undertaken Commonwealth tours to places like Australia, Jamaica, and Kenya, where she visits with officials and civilians alike to cultivate cultural, business, and charitable links between countries.
Good,
In recent
good.
decades,
That's great.
her children and grandchildren have undertaken Commonwealth tours in her stead, including the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's visit to Australia in 2014 with a young Prince George. As arguably the most well-known royal family in the world, the Windsors receive mountains of mail annually. Royal family members receive and respond to, on average, 100,000 pieces of mail a year. These include everything from fan letters to invitations to functions. The Queen herself is shown almost all of her correspondence on a daily basis by one of her private secretaries. And
What?
according to the royal family's official website, where you can find information on how you can write to her and how she should be addressed, she takes a keen interest in the letters she receives. However, if you're writing to
Really?
try and get the Queen to take sides in a personal or political dispute, don't bother. Her Majesty will not intervene in any such conflict, and
Okay.
letters asking her to do so will receive a boilerplate reply explaining as much. Also, don't bother sending the Queen any unsolicited gifts. They can't and won't be accepted.
Well, they accept my gifts. So, if I wanted to write a letter to King Charles, I could do that? What would I say to him? Hey, Chuck, I'm an American. Just want you to know we're really enjoying this land you gave us and all the resources. Hope you're doing well over there. Something like that. Let's consult ChatGPT. Okay. His Majesty King Charles III, Buckingham Palace, London SW1A, 1AA, United Kingdom. Your Majesty, I hope this letter finds you in good health and spirits. I write to you today with a deep sense of respect and admiration for the role you have assumed as the sovereign of the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth realms, and the Commonwealth realms. That's actually really good. Throughout your life, you have been a steadfast advocate for numerous causes close to my heart, such as environmental conservation, sustainable development, and the preservation of architectural heritage. Your dedication to these issues has inspired many, and it is my sincere hope that your reign will continue to bring attention to the importance of these matters in our world today. This is really well, this is this is better writing than I could even imagine. Oh my God, it would take me so long to write this and to come up with the... Okay. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, your leadership, grounded in a profound sense of duty and service, offers a guiding light for many. The principles of harmony, respect, and stewardship that you have championed resonate deeply with me, and I believe they are crucial as we strive to build a better future for all. I would agree with these things. I mean, it is kind of blowing smoke. I extend my warmest wishes to you and the royal family as you embark on this new chapter in your life. May your reign be marked by peace, prosperity, and continued dedication to the well-being of your people. Thank you for your tireless service and for the example you set. It is with the utmost respect that I express my gratitude and support. Yours sincerely. Wow. Should I send that to him? I feel like I will. I might. I don't know. What would the postage cost, I wonder? $1.65. That's not bad. Wow. Maybe I'll send him a letter. I don't know. If I do, I'll let you know. It'd be cool to get a reply. See if he wants to do a Zoom call or invite me to one of those parties where there's tens of thousands of people. I could be one of those tens of thousands of people. I'm harmless. Maybe he doesn't like jackasses, though. They act as unofficial ambassadors for the UK. Unofficial? It seemed pretty official.
Though Queen Elizabeth maintains residences and palaces throughout the United Kingdom, she doesn't always get to enjoy them as much as she'd like.
Almost sneezed.
Palaces
Sorry
throughout the
about that.
United Kingdom. She doesn't always get to enjoy them as much as she'd like, because her royal duties often take her abroad. By 2015, she had made no fewer than 265 overseas visits.
Wow.
She's not the only one. Other members of the royal family have conducted overseas trips, which are sometimes political in nature.
What was that?
Members of the royal family
I love this footage. I don't know who this guy is next to her, but she looks so happy here.
have conducted overseas trips,
Look at
which
her.
are sometimes political.
You don't usually see that jubilance in her
One.
face.
Other members of the royal family have conducted overseas trips, which are sometimes
Aw, that's
political in
adorable.
nature. In the wake of the United Kingdom's vote to leave the European Union, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, in particular, have been recruited to visit European nations and conduct a so-called charm offensive. The goal has been to offer goodwill and smooth over Brexit tensions. We'll see how that works. So what do you think? How much would you like to be a British royal? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other videos.
Huh. Wait, am I sick? Yo, I'm falling apart. Hurt my wrist. I got a bandage on my foot. I can't stop sneezing. I think I'm dying. I kind of want to recap what they do. So, okay, they pitch in. Great. What else do they do? They give royal assent. They entertain. They patronize charities. They support the Queen. They go on tours of the world and reply to letters. They act as ambassadors. Sounds like hard work. I would love to do this stuff. You know, part of the stress of my day is deciding what to do, deciding what to eat, deciding blah, blah, blah. If I had some of that decided for me, it'd be kind of nice. You're going to eat this. You're going to go here today. You're going to talk to these people. You're going to knight these people. Great, I'll do it. Sounds good. They didn't say anything about inspiring the nation, did they? Well, sorta. I don't know. Wait, he has hair now? I thought he was bald. Good for him. Well, this was interesting. Being a royal actually sounds pretty awesome. I would like to do it. Hit me up. I'll patronize a charity. Well, thank y'all for watching this with me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later.